Hello, everyone, and welcome to our reading today. I hope everybody's having a great day. We are just doing a guidance reading uh, for the collective. We are using the Answer Oracle. So, thank you for being here. Let me know in the comments how you guys are doing. I hope the reading resonates with you. Remember, this is just a collective reading. So, for some of you, the whole reading might resonate because it could be, directed towards you. For others, it might just be one or two messages that you take from the reading. So I know it has, hopefully we don't lose our electric. It has been really stormy and rainy here. So my prayers go out to everybody who's had all kinds of weather conditions going on. I know it's strange, and I just send you prayers that everybody stays safe where you are. I'm in PA here, so we've had a lot of like smoke from Canada and things of that nature, um, and just weird behaviors, just very odd rain patterns and things like that. It feels like we haven't really had a summer at all. It feels like the whole summer has just been rain. I don't know how you guys are. You have to let me know in the comments uh, how your weather and stuff's been. But you know, always wake up every day with gratitude in your heart. Thankfulness and gratitude. That really helps to protect you in many ways. Oh, interesting. And then we're going to do a closing card. Okay, so wow. Okay, um, interesting spread. All right, so let's take a look. So our closing card. If you hear any noise, it's my pug. She is um, in here with me. And so is my other dog, but she's more quiet than my pug is. So if you hear any noises, that's what it is. Okay, so our first card is worth. Efforts will be rewarded within reach. Success lies in hand. Okay, so this card has to do with what you put out, you receive. There's a balance. The earth works on balance. When things become out of balance, that's whenever we see the earth begin to fix herself, right? Life is all about balance. If you look at the animal kingdom, you will see that there are animals that eat plants, and then there are animals that eat the animals that eat the plants. And, so everything is balanced so that it's not too much of one thing and not enough of another. I know somebody was talking the other day, I was teaching, and I forget what we were talking about, but it was something about the ocean. I think it was the starfish. I want to say the starfish and the clams. There was something about the balance of like the starfish and the clams, and if you lose one, then or was it mussels? Maybe it was mussels. If you lose one, I think it was mussels, then the other takes over and kills the coral and things like that. And so like it's so important to have a balance. That's why in the ocean, when like people like the fishermen are fishing in the ocean, right? There has to be a balance. You can't take out more than what needs to be left in there for the animals that are of the ocean to be able to eat. So this is telling you what you put in is what you're going to get out. What you show up for is what you're going to get back. So if you're trying to do healing, the more you show up for yourself and the more you heal, the more you're going to receive back. If you're giving to others with love and no strings attached, no IOUs, no keeping records, you're just being a kind, good, loving person from your heart with no expectations, no, you know, backdoor expectations or greed or anything like that. When you put out, you're going to get that back. The universe sees what's in your heart because your heart is a part of the creator, and your heart holds the frequency of love. And so, based off of your frequency and based off of how you are giving with your heart space, the universe is able to feel that, be aware of that, and know, what is unbalanced and balanced within your life. If something is unbalanced, then one of the best things you can do is look at, why is it unbalanced? What are you doing that could help bring in better balance, right? Sometimes it has nothing to do with you. Sometimes it has to do with others around you, people who know that you have a good heart and you're a good person. And so they try to pull that energy away from you. They try to change that energy so that you don't have that within your heart. So then you have to really look at discernment. Who deserves your time? Who deserves your energy? Who deserves space with you? Right? Because sometimes you can't remove people, but you could remove yourself from a lot of the situations. Okay, so it all has to do with balance, okay? Telling a story, conveying emotion, decorating and shaping. So this is all about bringing your artistic skills, wants and desires to life. Putting something into whatever it is that you are being called to do. For some people, I know like when I was going through uh well, I've always loved poetry since I was little. I know I wrote poetry books when I was really little, like younger, like in like 10, 11, 12 years old. But I noticed like I really loved writing poems when I was going through something because it like really helped me to express what I was trying to say but couldn't find the words, but I would always be able to express it through poetry. It just came to me very natural. Poetry was just something that was very easy for me to do. So for some of you, this card could be expressing yourself, whatever you're holding inside, express it outside through your art, through painting, singing, book writing, drawing, creating, molding, whatever it is, music. You can tell your story through the art. So we have countryside, agriculture, irrigation, harvest, and rents. So getting back out into nature, getting in touch with the things that truly matter and make us appreciate the earth and life and animals around it. This reminds me of one of my students the other day when they said that they live in the city and they don't see any animals. If you don't see animals and you don't understand them, then you kind of build up um a disconnection from nature. And I remember him saying that he hasn't even seen birds recently in his city because of like everything that they've been doing in the city. The birds just kind of stay away. And this countryside card is really telling you that nature is really important. Growing your own food, doing things together with other people to support your life, living off the land. The land gives us life. It gives us food and grounding, and it helps our bodies. And when we are completely living in these like cities and there's not a lot of like country nature, we get disconnected. Our bodies get disconnected. So this card could be telling you it's time to go back out into nature. It's time to try to reconnect to nature, connect your body to nature so that you can remember what it's like to be a part of the ground, part of the earth, right? Sometimes we get so busy leaving living our daily lives, going to work and home and taking care of kids and everything else, sometimes we forget to get outside and just appreciate the ground, appreciate the air, appreciate the animals that help to keep the cycle of life and earth going, right? The fish in the ocean, all that. Like the wells have a frequency, and I remember scientists studying it, and it's on YouTube, but they said like the well's frequency, when the well wakes up and it gives this huge like calling out, it wakes up the ocean. So like it's like the ocean's alarm clock because of the frequency. And if there's like fighting and things like that going on in the ocean, like the whale's sound will calm the sharks and things like that. It's just really amazing to study. I don't think we understand how amazing we are and the animals are and the earth is because we've been so distracted by other things that don't really hold the right kind of frequency or energy for us. And that could be why there's such a high level of anxiety and depression and overweight and just all kinds of things because we disconnected ourselves from the true energy that's supposed to run through us, and it's supposed to keep us happy and keep us well and keep us flourishing. And we've instead, we've turned into these like robots. People say, "Oh, well, they're going to have robots in our homes." We already are for a lot of our. I mean, if you look at us and look at the way we live, we get up every day. For the most part, people get up, they take care of the kids, they go to work. It's very repetitious, right? It's very programmed. We're expected to do this, this, and this. We believe this, this, and this. So it's almost like we have been programmed to live this kind of life, and we believe that this is like the only way that we're supposed to live and thrive. But at the same time, we're not really connected to source because we're not connected to ourselves, because we're not connected to the earth, which is overall what connects us, right, to ourselves and everything. It's the grid. It's like the holy grid, and we're not connected on so many levels. We as people are just not connected to life anymore. We kind of just live our life, and we're so focused on living our life and in a material kind of sense that we're disconnected in the life of what it's like to be on earth kind of sense. So we have ring, wedding, token, and bond. Okay, so this is all, well, first off, this is the circle. First thing I see is the circle. So it's a continuous promise. It's a continuous work. Okay, there's no stopping here. So when you have this like wedding with yourself, with the creator, when we are united with the creator during life and everything, it is like a circle. It's a circle of life, and you got to keep showing up. You got to keep doing the work. If you don't, then the things disappear. This is like a tower moment here. It doesn't necessarily have to mean death, like as in somebody dying, but it's more of like if you don't put forth the effort into yourself and into your heart space and into this divine connection that you have with source, then how do you expect source to put the effort and connection into you? It's got to be balanced. You're yes, you have like spirit guides and ancestors and things around you, but you have to do the work as well. You got to break through those barriers. You got to look at your mindset, look at your heart set, look at the things that you're doing every day. And, is it beneficial or is it programmed? Is it something that really connects you back to your true self? Or is it something that just helps you to keep going through the daily grind, right? So, like, what is disappearing within you? What needs to be transformed within you? Are you in this commitment with yourself, or are you in it together with the creator? And when it comes to like weddings, that word wedding and token and bond, it doesn't necessarily mean uh, your significant other or a spouse. It could also mean the commitment that you make with yourself. So, like when you are in a marriage, for example, you have to show up for yourself too. You have to be the person that you want to be, to have a balanced marriage, to have a good connection. When you love yourself and you love the creator and you love the life that you are living and you love earth and the place that you are, it is balance within you. It is a high frequency, and that high frequency helps you to see through the illusions that are not healthy for you, that are not good for you, that are coming in to try to pull you away from oneness. And that's a lot of what um, disappears when you're out of balance. So this whole card reading has to do a lot with balance. And when you start to love yourself and you start to come back to earth and you start to really like connect yourself to nature and life, and realize that life isn't just about going to work, making money, paying bills, and struggling or feeling overwhelmed or feeling tired, but it also has to do with laughing and doing things that you enjoy and having fun and embracing every day and being grateful for every moment. It purifies you. It begins to go through your system and clean out everything that's empty, everything that doesn't belong, right? It begins to remind you of what truly does matter. And when you step into that energy, you begin to organize your life better, right? You begin to understand that every day the first thing you should do is give gratitude and thanks to the Creator, to the Most High, that you are awake, that you are breathing, that you are here. And then you ask for the assistance, you ask for the guidance, the love to help you to see why you're here and your purpose for the day, right? Everybody, some people have a purpose every day. For like, for example, say you're a doctor or something, every day you're showing up and you might be doing surgeries that save lives, right? That's like a purpose. But for some of you, you might not really know what your purpose is. And it might just be to give gratitude and thanks every day, and to get up every day and to do whatever it is that you're going to be called to do that day, right? Maybe you're going to be called to go for a walk, and while you're going for a walk, maybe you'll help somebody that fell down to be able to get back up, or maybe you'll help an animal that was injured. Like that might have been your purpose. That might have been what the universe wanted you to do. The universe put you on this sidewalk to be able to help this person, right? Or the universe told you to do this because you were able to help that, right? So you never know what your purpose is going to be. We all continuously serve different purposes, right? Your purpose could also be to get up each day and to love yourself more, to pull yourself out of that depression, to look at your life and see what's causing the problems, like the anxiety, the sadness, the people around you, to look at your circle and see what's affecting your life in a negative manner, things that you might not have really paid attention to. That's the purification process, the understanding that you need to work on balance, and you need to express what's going on within you, so that you can start to see what truly needs to align and what truly matters, so that you can change your lifestyle, change your thought process, change your frequency. And timing, yeah, timing's a big thing. Like we don't work on the timing of the almighty, like everybody says that God's timing is not the same as our timing, and I truly believe that there is a difference. Because if everything worked on our timing, we would want it like now, 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 or soon, soon, soon. But when we let go of control and we just focus on ourselves, and we focus on our connection to the creator and to the earth, and our connection to ourselves and healing ourselves and getting better, then divine timing kicks in. And whenever you're distracted and you're not paying attention and you're working on you, that's whenever the creator, the great source, brings your abundance or your rewards or your unpredicted manifestations in. And it's because it was, you had to do the work. You had to do the work to make it happen. You had to show that you were worthy, that you were going to show up every day and you were going to do the work regardless of whether you knew or not what your rewards were going to be, or if you even got any rewards, or what they, what time, when it was going to happen, if it was even going to be in your lifetime, or if it was going to be something that was going to be given to your generations, right? It's all about timing, but it's about how you use your timing. Are you wasting it? Are you showing up with a heart that's giving without keeping a timestamp? Are you showing up with a heart that's trying without watching the clock? Right? It's all about trusting that you are going to make things work. And maybe you do have a deadline at work and you have a lot of stress on you. But are you taking the 5-minute break to come within your heart space and just sit with yourself and let go of the stress? Are you taking the small walk to clear your head so you can come back and refocus? Like you don't have to just like quit your job, leave and go out in the middle of nature and pitch a tent and like live off the land. That's not what this reading's about. This reading is about understanding the importance of seeing how your life could be out of alignment, and the importance of understanding that in order to get it into alignment, true alignment, you have to know who you are. You have to know your worth. You have to be able to express what's going on inside of you in a healthy way. You have to connect to the land. You have to continue this. You can't start it and then stop it. And you have to understand that some things that don't serve you need to disappear so that what does can come through. And when you do that, you're going to welcome a healthier lifestyle inside and out. You're going to break curses. You're going to break cycles. You're going to break your mind. One day you're going to wake up and you're going to realize that you're no longer thinking negative. You're going to wake up and you're going to realize you're happy for everything that you've done and how far you've come, and it's just going to be like a light bulb coming on, right? Because you're little by little you're slowly getting yourself out of the cycle that the world or your situations or the trauma or whatever has put you in. And little by little, you begin to purify. And as you purify, you begin to get healthy. You begin to see things differently. You begin to understand how to move past the betrayals, the breakup, divorce, whatever it is. You begin to heal. You begin to understand why they were there, what what caused them. And you also begin to understand that everybody's broken in their own ways, and people do things that are just uh sometimes there's no words, right? It's the people can be broken, people can be hurt, people could have went through their own traumas that you don't know anything about. It could also be other things as well, coming against you, things that you've done to yourself, betrayals that you've done to yourself, right? Maybe you betrayed yourself when it came to this obligation of showing up for yourself because you've let other things bring you down. But it's not about finger pointing. It's not about looking at this and being like, oh well, you did this and this, or they did this and this, or I did this and this. It's about forgiveness. It's about saying, okay, I'm working on a new beginning. I'm working on a better me. I'm working on realignment. I'm looking at the bigger picture of you know what really is going on in my life. The betrayal might have been what was the tower moment that helped you to kind of see that something's wrong. It's not a perfect situation, or something has to change because it's just wasted time and wasted energy if there's this like mask or facade or whatever, right? And then you have the reject. So this is all about understanding how to say no, how to move away from energies that don't don't fit the path that you're being called to go on. Right? It's okay to say no to certain people, certain beings, certain situations. Sometimes you need to. Sometimes you need to just simply tell people, no, I can't go out no more. No, I can't do that no more. No, I choose not to do that anymore. Let them call you old. Let them call you whatever they want to call you. That's projection, right? They're just mad because you're not doing what they want you to do because you're ruining their fun. It's okay. They'll find somebody else, right? Just send them love and just trust your heart. If it doesn't feel right or you know you're not supposed to take part of it anymore, pull that energy back. Pull it back and choose a new path. That is where you're going to get that purity coming in. That's where you're going to get that new rebirth, what they call a rebirth coming in, where you're going to realize that this, and this is no longer me. I no longer resonate with any of this. I love myself enough that I no longer will put myself in those particular situations. It's not saying that you don't like the people that are in those situations. You can love someone, you're just not going to participate in that kind of situation anymore because you have learned to love yourself to the point where you don't need to go to, you know, you don't need to go out to do this, whatever, or you don't need to sit at a table and gossip about a bunch of people because it's low frequency, low energy, right? You would much rather, sit at a table and talk about the, you know, uh, the creator, space, earth, whatever, like the stuff that is, the stuff that really is interesting, like the truth about the pyramids and things like that. So like you might find that your whole like structure of conversations, maybe you can't hold the low frequency conversations anymore. Maybe you're one of those people now where the conversation has to be meaningful, it has to grow you, it has to expand your mind and make you think. Otherwise you're just drained from the conversation or you lose focus in the conversation, right? And that's just your body purifying. As you level up in your frequency, as your frequency goes up higher and higher with your self-love and your connection to earth, and understanding your important role here as part of life and why you're here and how important you are to all of it. As you begin to level up, then you automatically bring in a lot of purification energy throughout your body. You're holding a different frequency in your body. And the things that aren't meant for you, the betrayal and everything begins to be very clear. All of it begins to be very clear. And that clarity allows you to give forgiveness and to heal from the situation. And then it allows you to walk away from anything that could possibly reopen any cycles or doors to bring that back into existence. And then with that, you are walking into a purification of who you are. And you then are opening up the secrets of life, the secrets of love, the secrets of living, earth, the secrets of the creator, the secrets of your path, your purpose. And you begin to open up so many secrets about yourself that you didn't even know. You go deeper and deeper as you expand on your healing. You just go deeper and deeper within you. And you begin to follow the secrets of the universe. You begin to become intrigued to learn and to know things of your ancestors, things of history that begin to unlock doors of so many things that you wasn't taught in school. You wasn't even given an idea of understanding of. And then you begin to like become your own teacher with the universe, with the creator, with your spirit team on how all of this connects, how everything is connected as one. And that unlocks the secrets of the universe, of life. And therefore, whenever you begin to unlock these secrets, right, you hold an inner happiness. You hold an inner grace, and you hold an inner knowing that no matter what you hear outside of you, it doesn't disturb the inside. When somebody says something, you also automatically know if it's true or not true. You can feel it, you can tell it, you can relate to it. And the only thing you have to do is get past the part of questioning yourself, questioning whether or not you know what's right. Yes, you do. Once you become online, once you bring yourself online with the secrets of who you are and why you're here and what makes you happy and you know, why did you go through all the things that you went through? Once you begin to really pull all those secrets and stuff out about the world and life and everything, you come online to the point where you understand that people arguing over the best flavor of ice cream is a much lower frequency than the people who are interested in, you know, the way your body can heal based off of sound. Like there's a difference in those, there's a big difference in those conversations. And that's because everybody is at very different levels. And it's not saying that the people having a conversation over the best ice cream isn't able to carry a conversation about the frequencies of healing. They can very well carry the same conversations. But it's just the point of which conversation are you going to truly want to entertain. As you begin to raise your frequency within you, you begin to really want deeper connections to other people and to really seek answers and go down different rabbit holes, so to say, to learn about yourself, to learn about history, to learn about life, to correct the lies that you've been told. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to go out there and take on the world, but maybe you just need to study for your own understanding, for your own connection to source, for your own knowing of what you were taught. Was it true or was it a lie? Sometimes we just need our own validation. One thing I've learned through my journey is I don't need forgiveness from anybody else but myself and the Creator. I don't need validation for anything because I know that the Creator, the great source, my spirit team, my ancestors, they know. They know. And I know. So I no longer need validation from others because that part of me within has healed. And so, like, that's what this reading is really telling you about. Is like you want to seek within you what you're trying to find outside of you. Because yes, you can go to a painting class. Yes, you could take a ride to the countryside, but if it's not consistent, if you're not really devoting yourself, your time into why you're doing it, the why is the most important. Why are you doing this? If you don't have a why, then it's going to fizzle out like a firecracker. It's only going to last for a certain amount of time. It's going to fizzle out. And this message is telling you to keep it grounded, keep it real, keep it tangible. Okay. And you will see a transformation in yourself. If you see other people having a transformation and you want that for yourself, then you got to do the work. You can't go to the store and buy it. It's not like a coat and you can just go and, put it on and whoop, there's the transformation. You can't do that. You got to do it within you. And you got to devote the time and you can't make excuses. And you got to be willing to go through the shadow work. But you got to love yourself. The shadow work is not that hard when you learn to love yourself and you learn to reach out to the creator and ask for help and ask for protection and ask for assistance, then you will get through the shadow work. And once you get through quite a few, it gets more understandable. It gets more easier. You forgive yourself faster. You understand the emotions quicker. So instead of like, being confused or misunderstood or not sure what to do, the clarity comes faster with each shadow work. So the more you do, the more you clear up. The more you show up for without delaying it and pushing it aside, and you just focus with it, set with it, the more you connect, the more you connect with your ancestors and your spirit guides. Because each time you do your shadow work, each time you show up for yourself, each time you love yourself and raise your self worth, you open up a new connection with source, a new level of connection with your ancestors, and you really begin that spiritual bonding that helps you to truly transform your life. So I hope this reading has helped you. You can do this. You can definitely do this. There's nothing that you can't do. if you truly, truly buckle down, set with yourself, make a commitment, and do it. So I hope this message has helped you. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.